today we are here, ladies and gentlemen, with one of the best persons from the internet, the king of the memes, and I'm pretty sure he hates this title, right?
I don't hate his title.
You don't hate this
King of the
title?
memes?
Not
King of the
memes. Menace.
Yeah.
Menace.
Menish.
Today we have Guilherme
Menace.
Damiani aqui com a gente. E é claro, my friend, of course, my friend up here. Hi, Jeffy, how's it going?
It's going. This is gonna be a weird podcast because both of us want to talk to Damiani. Both of us are madly in love with him.
Hang on.
And
I was
only
madly
one
in
of us
love
can
with-
talk at a time. Otherwise,
I was madly in love with Leon as well.
oh, but I know him longer, and he's my dad.
What, Vinie?
Oh, but I know Damiani better. So today you are in my house, Jeff.
I don't know.
You are.
Hold
in
on.
my house.
It's quality.
I already slept
This is
with
quality
Vinie
over quantity,
and Jeff,
though.
So I already slept with Vinie. I already slept with Jeff.
Oh,
We should
really?
sleep together.
Yes.
We
What
should
is?
together.
We should do a three-way. Oh,
Only
three-
it has to
what?
be the three of us. It's gotta be three of us.
Have-
All the
Jeffy,
Yaoi fans are losing
Jeffy.
their minds right now.
Jeff, I have a question for you because I know this is popular in Brazil.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever did the triangle hand job?
Okay, so this is a great introduction. I gave Vinny one chance to do an intro, and the first thing he uses for this opportunity is talk about a triangle hand job.
No, and before
it friendly?
we started recording, he was like, "Oh, guys, get this out of your system, all the dicks." And
Yeah,
the
exactly.
sexual
Okay,
girls.
so Guilherme
started one
Damiani
time.
is
Hey,
an
let's talk
influencer.
about hand
And he's
job.
very famous in Brazil, and he's known as king of the memes, and he gives back to the community. That's how you do an intro, Vinny, okay? You gotta pump up your guests, not talk about triangle blowjob.
I'm sorry, but I just want to point out that you avoid my question. Okay, so let's go. Welcome, Gui.
Yes,
Good
right.
to have you. Thank you for being here. Thank you,
Yes.
Jeffy. Also you.
Thank you guys for inviting me.
Really? So, we have one of the most prestigious, one of the old school YouTubers, the OGs here today. He's actually, you did the first meme review. Is that correct?
I did the first
Brazilian
meme
market.
review in the YouTube market in 2000.
The entire YouTube market.
In 2012,
Wow.
2013-ish. It was called Eu Quero Imagens. In English, it's like, I want images. I
Give me
want
images.
images. Give me images.
Any
Yeah.
images, no specification whatsoever, no point of
specification.
origin, no topic.
And in that time, we didn't have the culture of compilations, like meme compilations on YouTube. We had just like memes on images, static images of memes. So
Yes.
everybody sent me on an email or on social media,
Wow.
and I just made like this pilot for something that 2 years from this origin. It was going to be Manda Menace. The
So that
pilot
is now
was
8
longer.
years ago.
Yeah, it was actually like the first react on YouTube.
Wow. Thank you. You're kind of like
This is like,
my sponsor because of I
well, no, you think about it like, when we think like a lot of these reaction videos and these meme videos right nowadays, we think mostly of like PewDiePie, but from this I can tell PewDiePie clearly stole it from you.
clearly.
Went to Brazil, he looked.
He didn't
and he's like,
stole
"I
it.
gotta
He
steal
didn't
this."
stole it. He didn't stole it. It actually
I
is
know,
like
I'm kidding.
it's yeah, but it's something crazy about ideas. You think you have like this crazy original idea that no one in the whole world have never thought about it, but someone has already did it, maybe.
Yeah.
So this kind of
Maybe.
happens, right? But I can't deny that I was happy about it when Leon said it on Twitter, because there was like a discussion on Twitter about who made the first meme reacts or meme reviews on the internet, and Leon came to Twitter and was like, according to my data, Damiani
Ooh.
was the first one. Thank you very much. I saw this and I was like, yeah. That was satisfying. That was satisfying. I can't deny that, but I'm okay.
We like to talk about how you're the first meme reviewer, but you're also a pretty early YouTuber in the Brazilian market, right? Like you started, which year did you start?
I actually started on the internet like really, really young. I remember when I was 13, I've made a
Like a
I've
little
made a
son.
course of a Dreamweaver course, because
Oh my
I wanted to
God.
make a video games blog. I wanted to like talk about video games. And I remember as clear as day that my last material from this Adobe Macromedia Dreamweaver course was a website about Mega Man X, and the latest one was Mega Man X4.
Okay, we gotta give a time frame here. This is what 2000 and
13,
2004,
5, more or less.
2004, 2005, right?
Yeah.
So you started from there, and then how did you transition into video making?
So I started from there, and then I've made my old blogs about video games, but nothing like I didn't know how to do it. How I wanted to talk about video games, but I didn't know how to do it exactly. I wanted to talk about video games, but I always wanted like to have money to buy video games. So in the high school, in the school in general, like all the way to high school, I was always selling pirate games, piracy.
Like high school, you were dealing like
He
a
was a
drug
dealer.
dealer.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
These games.
I was a game dealer. I was a game
Oh
dealer.
my
That's
God.
it. I was a game dealer.
Jeez.
That's it.
You were making them eyes with the games. So you
Yeah.
burned them
True.
onto CDs basically, or on floppies, right?
Oh, I started on floppies. We didn't have like CDs, and then
Because
CDs
you did
and
NOS.
then
NOS
DVDs.
was small. NOS, the
Not
emulator was like
small.
one.
To have Pokemon like from green, red, blue, gold, and silver, and crystal, and floppy disks. It took 4 to 5 floppy disks, I think.
You were so pirates that you even have Pokemon Green.
Yeah,
That's pretty
and all in
pirated.
Portuguese.
That's not
And all
out
in Portuguese. All in Portuguese.
Okay.
Huh.
Because I thought
Oh,
you
in
had only
Portuguese? How did
red
you get
and blue.
Pokemon Green in Portuguese?
Racket rooms, man.
He's like the full like One Piece pirate here. He's like
Yeah.
He is.
I was a king of
How long did
pirates
you do that
before
for?
Luffy.
Right.
You had like probably a lot of friends back in the days because like if you're doing this, if you're dealing like games,
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I didn't
I
have
would
a lot of friends.
love you. if I knew
They
you,
called me mercenary. They called me mercenary because I didn't borrow games. But later I on high school I had like a small group of friends. It was the nerds from the room that were like so much into video games and animes. So these guys, I gave them my products for free, just for friends, and they helped me to sell to another student.
You built like a pyramid scheme of.
Yeah.
He was the
Yeah.
dealer, and then he had dealers. So,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
spreading-
he was the head of
And
operations, and then he.
I gave them the goodies. I gave them the games, the anime DVDs. I downloaded from Mirk and make the DVDs and stuff like that. But I
Depending
wasn't
on how
outlaw.
much you made,
I was a badass.
yeah, depending how much you made, the government can still come after you. Just we gotta be careful.
So
with this. Oh my
there,
God.
and there's the thing. This was only the beginning. when I
Oh
when
my
I
God.
when I went to when I finished high school, I started working in Vinie knows that Uruguayana.
best flea
How
markets
can
in
we
Rio.
put?
To
How
Uruguayana.
can we explain Uruguayana in English?
Do you know like a street market in China, Jeff? If you remember any, it's
Yeah.
like-
Of course.
The stalls under tents that sells video games, unlocked video games, and piracy. And pirate video games. In these days, we didn't have like a video game industry in Brazil. Video games were not
Right.
something that we could like go to a store and buy. And there wasn't an online store to buy digital video games. Like we have PSN, Xbox Live, and Steam. Steam already exists actually, but we didn't have those for video games for consoles. So in Brazil, so everyone was going to the camelos. So I started working in there. I learned how to unlock video games, exchange the LCDs from Nintendo DS and stuff like that. And then I've discovered a way to buy stuff from China.
Oh, how?
Way-
Wait, this is
way
what?
cheaper.
20 what? 2010? Give us a time frame here.
I'm 31, and I was 19.
2008.
2008.
2008.
So-
2008.
No one in Brazil knew, like, really knew Dio Extreme. Dio Extreme, dx.com. Nobody used it. Dio Extreme. and Alibaba and websites like that.
I don't think
Yeah.
people understood online shopping until at least like
Yeah,
2011.
they didn't understand that. I was at Uruguayana and the booth that I worked. So a guy came to sell to my boss some Nintendo DS LCD screens. And he was like, here it is. It is 80 reais a unit, 80. So, okay.
Okay.
When I got home, I started looking for it. And then I found Dear Extreme selling screens for, I think was $4. And back in the day, the dollar was like 2 reais. So the next day, I called my boss to have a chat. And I was like, I can get you these screens for 40 reais.
Stonks.
And he was like, what the what, really? You can grab those for us. I thought, okay. And I
Margins,
went-
son.
I didn't-
Margins.
my first international online purchase. I didn't even know that I could like if it was going to arrive. I haven't ever bought something on this website on the Extreme.
Wow.
So I was like, I come to my father and I was like, Dad, you borrow me your American Express? It's like, okay. And they accepted only one way of payment, something called a PayPal.
Oh, this little thing called
Little
PayPal.
thing called PayPal.
Yeah, just
So
this
I
little thing.
made my PayPal account and I was like buying 50 LCD screens. 50.
So you spent 400 reais on that.
Yeah,
basically,
yeah,
right?
yeah. The screens arrived in 3 weeks. I got them to my boss, and my boss bought 10, which left me
Okay.
some screens. So I was just walking around the Camelódromo de Uruguayana and say, excuse me, I have NDS screens. No, we didn't want for 40 reais. How 40 reais? And the guys were like crazy. I was making 100% profit. Not
Yeah.
100, because I bought them for 4 reais. It was
Not
1,000
reais. Wait, 4 reais or $4?
No, so, it was like $8, eight reais, $4, 8 reais, and I sold them for 40 reais.
Stonks.
It was a
job.
lot of money. It was a lot of money,
That's a
and
lot of
and it was from that for worse. I started buying like Wiimotes, nunchucks, R4, micro SD cards, actual consoles. You
Sorry.
know those consoles that they just grab the pieces in China and they it's not official. Like
Yeah, I was going to ask,
NDS.
have you ever sold a
Polystation, right?
Poly Station before? Have you ever sold a
Yes.
Poly Station?
Yes, a bunch of
How
them.
many Poly Stations have you sold?
I don't even know.
A bunch of them. You sold
Let
at
me
least 10 Poly Stations. We can safely
many
say
more,
this.
many more. You can say, but more than 100. More than 100. I sold like
100 Poly Stations.
more
He's,
than 100.
we have a visionary here. He's a visionary.
I used to go to the
Oh my
to
God.
I used to go to Uruguayana with actually
Has a
I used
policy.
to go
Does
to
he have a
Uruguayana
Poly
with
Station lying around?
a case like that.
Oh,
full
okay.
of
He has a
products.
suitcase. Thank God.
Full. The generation that I stopped working was on the PlayStation 3, Nintendo Wii, and Xbox 360 generation. I
It's
remember
a good
that the
time to
last
stop because afterwards
It got harder.
got way harder afterwards because of the digital stores, right?
yeah, and actually I stopped. It's kind of that's kind of a sick story.
Tell us.
But I stopped working with this when I was at Uruguayana selling my products to some of my clients, and then
happened?
the police came. The police came, and they just started like assaulting people and grabbing all of their merchandise.
In Rio, we call this Ohapa, Jeff. There's
It
a
was
word for that.
Ohapa.
Sorry. So
So-
this happens regularly with the police,
Regularly.
like
Yeah, regularly. So when this started, I wasn't there with a case like that, with a suitcase like that, full of products, and my client was in front of me, and we just heard the guys yelling, "Tô rapando tudo, cara! Fecha, fecha!" And they just start like closing the stores, and my friend was like, "Run, just run!" And I was running with a briefcase that size like crazy, and I got so scared about it that I stopped. I stopped. And then in this, I remember that in this occasion, I've gone back to work with like trying to make internet content. I've opened an online store and to sell the rest of the products that I have, and then I just never messed with this, like never again, with piracy and stuff like that.
I'm glad you escaped that
Yeah, I'm glad
the
to.
police
You left
raid.
on top, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you left on top of the game. You left safe, and then we got the pleasure of seeing you do your content. Like,
Yeah.
how do you say this, guys?
Ohapa.
Ohapa. If this
perfect.
and this obviously is dangerous because police batons are no joke.
Yeah,
Right? If
it
you
was
get
like
beaten,
it's like you can translate this to English like the police fighting piracy, but it was only an excuse to assault people
Assault people. Yeah.
course.
and rob merchandise to give their families.
True. Yeah,
So-
they took a lot of it. They're not. I'm not saying
Yeah.
all of them, but like they are known to take a lot of merchandise.
and this and I remember that this episode of my life happened in December. That was the time of the year that they do that more because of Christmas.
Mhm.
Christmas.
So they don't
yeah,
have
the
like
gift-
buy.
oh my God.
They don't have to buy gifts for their family. They just rob it.
Oh, fuck. You guys are not even flinching at this. I've never like in China when the police are busting, they just write you up.
No,
right? Like they don't take batons and beat you and strip you of your products. They will take your products eventually, and then they'll split it at the station. But they have at least the courtesy to have a conversation, tell you you're fucked, don't hurt you physically unless you resist, and then let you go home. This sounds like they just straight up take batons, beat you senseless, and then take your stuff, like blind robbery. Right? Is this like getting the right image here, or am I exaggerating a little?
And imagine
That's
like the actual the sellers. It was a stampede. People started running, like to the subway, to the streets, to the alleyways. So it was like a little bit of a stampede.
I guess not a lot of people know specifics like what we just got. So I really appreciate you sharing that story. But
this is the time that I most detailed that story. I never told the story in such a detailed way.
We got an exclusive about like the adventures of the king of the former king of the pirates of Rio's flea markets. I noticed since we met many years ago now, right? Like 2014, I think.
14. That was
2014. It was like June-ish, and then we went to eat Japanese barbecue. I can tell that you have a really strong business mindset. And then when I first went to your home during my first trip in Brazil, I realized that you are a big supporter of helping people find a good career. You place a good emphasis on helping people find the right job. You hire people with the right backstories, and you're a man who loves giving opportunity to people. Do you think that this experience of growing up from such a scrappy situation of being like basically scrapping together to earn a living, does that now that you made it as a creator, does that still kind of influence a lot of your decisions of how you give back?
Of course it does. Since I was like really, really young, my father taught me the value of the money, the value of earning your stuff. Like if you want something, you gotta work for it. I remember like when I was little and I wanted a Game Boy, and my father said, if you work for this, if you try to earn money to pay for half of the value of a Game Boy, I will buy that for you. I'll give the rest of the value.
Ooh.
So you can buy your Game Boy. So I was like crazy, like collecting cans and stuff like that. Then I thought of selling the emulators to get the money and games and pirate games. So I started like that. My father was like, if you get the chance to earn some money from something, you use your ideas, and you get half the money to buy this, I will help you with the rest.
That's really good education right there. Not enough parents do this. I really admire the fact that your dad did this.
And he did it. He did this with me for like many years until my PlayStation 2. He did this with me. The only thing that my dad like bought by himself, and I got like a huge advantage of it, was the CD and DVD burners. It's because he wanted that too. He wanted to burn his music CDs and stuff like that. And I sold music CDs as well. I used to download. I remember to do
Does it all, right?
like greatest
Does it all.
hits, like
Malhação Internacional, no?
exatamente.
Oh
I mean,
my
It's
God.
a soap opera here in Brazil, Jeff. Sorry.
You know, like
Jake.
not
No,
like
I figured out what it is. Like, and, you know, my Portuguese is not that bad. Come on.
It's funny because you were like the guy, right? Because
I was the guy.
You want to see?
I was the
talk to
piracy
the
guy.
Oh, you
I
want
was the
something?
piracy guy.
Talk to the guy.
I
No.
believe people were like, oh, I want to do this mix CD. Do you know anyone that does that? And my teacher, my swimming teacher, was like, you talk to that guy. His name is Guilherme, and it was like, that kid. And my swimming teacher, he had like a bunch of CDs that I make for them, like surf music and stuff
You
like
swim
that.
for
Hard
free,
rock.
right? You paid with CDs your lessons.
No, no.
right?
He
You
gave-
know,
he- it
you
was
know
free
where,
lessons.
you know where I used to swim?
Yes,
El
Daniel
Alonso.
Alonso.
Just a clarification. These guys are from the same hometown.
Yeah.
So obviously they have some inside jokes here. So where was this? Is this like a local community center?
Yeah, it's a place called Meyer. It was like a school. Elio Alonso was like a school that had like
And Meyer is the neighborhood. El
Yeah.
Alonso is the school.
they have like swimming classes for people outside.
God.
And it's funny because if you like me and Guy, if we met back in the days, we would hate each other. Because I don't know if it's coming for you, I don't know, in Canada when you grew up, Jeff, but in Brazil, like at least where we grew up, it was funny to have like rivalry between schools. So we had like he was from a different school, I was from a different school. So if we met, like we wouldn't like actually we could be like friendly.
You
but
wouldn't buy a CD from him.
Yeah.
You wouldn't buy a CD from him. Like that's
Maybe
not happening.
I would first
Maybe.
prefer someone from my school. If there was nobody from my school, there was no guy from my school, maybe I would consider. But it's funny how life works because we meeting after, it was like, yo, you from there? You know this bus line? The first time I talked to Guy was like, I made a joke between a bus line, and he was like, yo, where are you from? And I'm like, oh, I grew up there. Like, oh, so do I. And then we start talking because of a bus line joke.
But honestly, like it's crazy to hear about that story and see how far you came, right? Like you're one of the most consistent content creators on the platform. You have what, hundreds of episodes of memes reviews now? At least 100 reviews? do you
Not actually 100 because I don't do that often, like too much.
I kind of merged some of your other stuff with meme review. I guess my counting isn't very good
I
with
merge.
it.
Yeah. You can merge some of the stuff, but I never overpost. I'm against the culture of overposting. That it was it was, and I think it is still is a big thing on YouTube. Like a video a day, 2 videos a day, 5 videos a day. I'm against this because I value my content. I value what I do, and I want to. I want that each video gets like a mark for everyone. Like it stands out for some people. Back in the day when everyone started making react videos of memes, I was like so pissed off with this. A bunch of creators started to do like the try not to laugh and post every day, and the content was starting to get saturated. But I didn't surrender for that culture. I didn't surrender for the culture of over posting videos. Maybe I was like kind of dumb of not doing that because
No,
I think
I want to know that. I think you have standards. That's what you have.
Yeah, I have standards, but people that did this, YouTube values that, and those channels like
Right.
grew up like crazy, and I kept like growing up like slowly. Part of me feels stupid, but part of me feels like feels great for not selling my soul.
I always looked up to your quality, and I think Vinny, you're in the same boat.
Yeah.
Gui is a king of quality. He has a good storyline. He has good structure of the video. He created a school of editing that still is known to this day between editors as a Damiani school, which means that you have to be able to slide a joke, a gag, a zoom in every 1.5 seconds.
We gotta give credit for like, because I was an editor back in the day, and I have a guy that works with me since the beginning of my current channel till today. That's Rick.
We know we
Basically-
love his hair. He's got a Mm.
Rick,
Thank you.
because I have this sense of editing videos, and he had like the same sense of editing videos. And when I started this Damianizando's channel, like my personal channel, because before that I had 4-player channel with some friends that we talk about video games. Then I worked at the Game Station Brazil. It was a network, and I've made the channel with my friends that made 4-player with me, and then I created Damianizando. And in Damianizando, I had this feeling on editing videos and the jokes, the humor, my sense of humor. And I met Rick, and he has exactly the same sense of humor. We got along like so well, and that's a great coincidence as well. We make our birthdays on the same day, like we we were born on the same day.
Oh man.
And when I started, I mean, I didn't have any money for the channel, but I talked to Rick like, man, I want to make some videos, but I work on TGS and I don't have the time to edit this because I edit TGS videos. So can you help me with this? And I get the revenue, and we split the revenue. Or if the revenue is too low, I give you all the revenue, something like that. And he was like, okay, I'm on board with you in this. So I think this culture, this format of editing videos, it was born like from my mind, because I have the same line of thought, but Rick's as well. It's born of Rick's mind as well. He has the same line of thought. We have
So
like
can we call this
great.
the Rick Damiani school or Damiani Rick school? How do you want to call the school of editing?
No, men is a school. Just that.
Minish school.
The
Minish
man is a
school.
school. But Rick is an amazing guy. I'm really lucky to have him working with me till today, and I hope for more years from now, because I get along so well with him, and it's been
Oh,
years, bro. It's like a marriage. I think Rick is the biggest relationship I've ever been on,
that's your
and I
number
think
one wife.
I think his too. His too. I think
Yeah,
it's the
for sure.
biggest
It's
relationship.
mutual, right?
Yeah.
Can you just get him a ring like for another finger, like a pinky ring? You guys both wear one because
I got a thumb
gotta
ring for
celebrate
them.
it. Yeah.
Oh Rick, let's do this. Let's get a
Yes.
thumb
Shouts out.
ring.
Yo, beijos to Rick. Yo, you better hick. How are you saying it in Portuguese? I don't think you guys don't realize the impact you guys have on editors in the space. Is when I was hiring an editor and I just decided to go with Gabriel, who's also the editor for this podcast. His biggest influence was you guys. When I
That's
mentioned
really
the
cool.
Damiani school, which I learned that terminology for Leon, by the way, he coined it the Damiani school because he always, I think he partially admires it, but he positioned it as, oh my God, how can he do this to his editors? But then in reality, I'm sure he admires it of like the crazy cuts. And our editor for this podcast, he was like, yeah, I love editing like that. I want to learn how to edit like that. This is the best type of editing I know. So I think you guys might not realize, because you're in the thick of it, how much of an impact you guys made. Certainly, I feel like you guys made a lot of impact of a lot of the young editors we have today. So, that's shout outs to you. Without you guys, my editor wouldn't be this good, and our editor for the podcast wouldn't have evolved so quickly.
That's pretty cool.
It-
And
it-
I miss editing so much, man. Because in 4-player, I was the editor from a certain point. I learned how to edit on Sony Vegas. That's not even Sony's anymore. Like
Yeah,
it's
it's Magic
Magic.
Vegas now.
Yeah. And I learned to edit from the scrap, from nowhere, like watching tutorials
Jesus.
and getting references, and like playing around with the software. We didn't like get any like huge amount of views from that, but I was evolving as an editor. And on TGS, when I started like making the Plantão TGS, it was when I like started to shine as an editor. We've make the video like with such a care. Like he's nice and used to make the scripts, and then Juliano's knew as El Pitmané. He made a photography and directed me, who was the director of the show. And we had that dynamic that I was the host of the show. I was talking about the news from the video game industry, but making a laugh of it, and talking to Giuliano. And he was like just the background voice of the director, laughing with me, commenting things with me. And this format was like I like so much this format of content. Like, it was so crazy to do. And I remember that the first episodes of Plantão TGS, I took more than 4 days to edit because it was
Just pure
crazy
editing.
cuts, like crazy cuts and references all over it, like crazy. Like the images that showed like in the side of me were like changing in a split second.
Oh,
Just
real talk. The audience doesn't know how hard it is to do this stuff.
I remember that the Plantão TGS that had most inserts, I counted it, and it was 542 inserts of images
I'm-
like showing up like crazy.
And I'm complaining about my videos.
It
'cause,
was a
like,
box on the side and like
the
synced
canvas,
with
yeah.
everything that I said.
It's funny because I remember when we talked like about this. I talked to you once about the reaction videos that I used to do with the gringos, and I was like, I don't know how you guys post 2 videos per week. It's a lot. And I love the fast cut that goes like the
Mhm.
knife. That only that's a lot thing is a lot of things to do. Like the fast cut, like moving the zoom and then the sounds and then the knife on the screen.
And
Like,
I've been
yeah, those things are like Jesus, and I'm complaining. Like, look at those guys, and I'm complaining.
this
So-
is full on Rick school. Rick is amazing. Rick has like those amazing ideas and he's great, man.
Let's just cut to the chase. How much cocaine do you feed him? Let's Well, speaking of pirates, crazy cocaine, and crazy in general, how are you this year, man? Like both of us obviously can't visit you, can't come here. 2020 is insane. Give
Yeah,
us
it was
your
about
take on
time for us
2020.
to go to Brazil, but not gonna happen,
No.
right?
What's happening with you in 2020, buddy?
I hope in 2022 when the quarantine is over in
Oh,
Brazil.
Jesus Christ. What about 2021? Are we just going to skip it? We're like, you
It's
know
a
what?
gap year.
Nothing. Yeah.
In the end of 2020, we'll have the vaccine and then 1 year to make it. In 2022, when actually, let's not making any jokes, but for mental health, it's like freaking crazy because I've worked at home for like 10 years or more. I don't know. And actually, I've already worked like with, eu não sei como é que fala, carteira assinada. Eu não,
Or like official job, like that you sign.
Yeah, I had-
for, yeah.
I had 2 or 3 official jobs. Like no, I actually have 4 official jobs. I had worked at a shoe shop, at a restaurant, at a company that does like the fiber cabling for internet. And I had some official jobs between my piracy life, but to make more money. But most of my time I worked from home. And then in the end of the last year, of 2019, I got this space where I am now. I always had my space to do YouTube videos and create creativity in a space that I could like go away from my desk, just this. And now I have this space where I can like lift my table.
There he goes.
I had a standing desk. I can
My
get in
God.
here and I had a sofa.
The table's moving
It's a room
by
tour.
itself.
There's more space in there.
MTV Cribs, Damiani.
I never had so much space to work. After so many years working at my room, making my videos, at the end of the last year, I just got this amazing space and boom, coronavirus. I just like had to get like some equipments from here and my stream PC and got it back home and stayed like for 4 months in home, working at home. And just I was starting to get freaking crazy. I couldn't stand it anymore. Like I have a great place to work, and I can't use it. And this was like
The whole point is
breaking my mind.
you're so respectful of the quarantine, even if the place was like no one there, and you waited months before you were like have to go back.
Yeah,
Because you just respected the quarantine that much.
yeah. And I just got back because it's a business building. It's a business building, and I've talked with a friend that has a studio in here too, some floors below, and he's like crazy respectful of the quarantine as well. And he said to me like, no, you will not cross paths with anyone. The building is like crazy safety. They put alcohol and gel stations in every entry and out. Everyone is wearing masks. The cleaning guys are like going to every floor in 1 hour, and it's safe. last week, I was losing my mind at home, and I was like, I have to get back to work at my new space. So I got back, and I didn't cross paths with like anyone, not even in the garage. Like we enter with our car, tap our cards, enter into the building, go to I get to my floor, enter my room, and that's it. So my mind is like getting better now, but it was tough. 4 months stuck at home was tough. But I'm not saying I don't want to like for anyone watching this. I don't want to like hang out and have fun. I just wanted to work not at home
And I think it's
for my mental
comprehensible
health.
because like none of us is saying like everyone should stay home because people needing to work, they need to work. We understand. Like if you can, sure. Like I don't think anyone's gonna judge because, like I said, not going to a bar. Hello, Rio de Janeiro. Stop going to bars.
Hello.
Yeah, because in Rio we have like bar party. So yeah, we understand. And you have like the plant on the back, right? You
Yeah,
have to feed the cactus.
I had to
Water
feed a
it.
cactus. That's Miguelito.
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 How does it make you feel to know that there's people out there who are going to these bars, who's not respecting the quarantine, and now Brazil's in the worst situation on the planet? But, India, Brazil, United States. Someone like you who respected the quarantine so much that like you only had one little request was to work. When you look at all these people going to bars, how does it make you feel? And do you think there's any hope of re-quarantining, or do you think that at this point you guys should just ride it out and wait for a vaccine?
The thing about Brazilians is that not generalizing, of course, but some of the Brazilians they have this culture that they doesn't take it serious until it happens with them. So
Right.
some people are just like getting this disease seriously when a parent die, or father, a mother, a grandmother, a grandfather, an aunt, or an uncle. That's it. Like people are not like taking it seriously, and that's serious stuff. Actually, I lost my aunt for
My
coronavirus.
condolences. Condolences, man.
I lost my aunt. Uh, so that shit's serious.
Yeah.
That shit's serious. My parents they don't get out of their house for 4 months. They're elderly. They are 65 years old, and my mom and my father they were going crazy. Like my father had depression last year, and it was coming back. And I have my brother, my middle brother. He did the coronavirus exams just to go there to see if he was safe, and he went to Rio to stay with my parents to like light up their
Support,
lives a
yeah.
little, support them, because they were like they are used to have a life where they have the presence of their sons and their grandsons, and they they are not having that for 4 months. So imagine that for elderly, how 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 tough this is. So people that are like in bars and stuff like that wanted to hang out and have little parties. Uh, I think they lack the empathy of thinking about the elderly and people that are important even to them. Like everyone has not everyone, but I think everyone has at least a father, a mother, a grandmother, a grandfather, or an aunt that takes care of you. Like most of the people have that. So you gotta get this in count. Like it's not nothing like, oh, I'm young, I can do that. The virus is not going to kill me. Actually, it can kill you.
Oh yes.
Each case is a case. Of course, the chances are lower for you because you're young. But think about other people. Have some empathy.
So we're at this crossroads right now for these three countries I mentioned before. What do you think is a good solution? Like how do we get past this at this point?
In Brazil, we gotta get the Antichrist out of the president chair and his whole family. It's the first thing to do because that guy is crazy stupid. That guy is stupid.
So I
Let's
guess
see,
what you're
right?
saying is it comes from a leadership perspective. A lot of
Yeah,
this has to do with the leadership of the country.
Especially because they have like multiple voices like contradicting itself.
If you have like a leader that's just perfect, like they know what they do, what do you think they should be doing? like reinstating a quarantine nationwide for 1 month, some kind of stimulus package, and then curve the curve, beat the curve, as they say, and then everybody go back to normal? Or do they, at this point, is it just too late that you just have to wait for a vaccine?
We will have to wait for a vaccine. The one thing that we are getting from this quarantine is that, unfortunately, there's a portion of society that is just plain stupid. That's what we're
It's
learning
true.
from the quarantine.
So true.
And if you're watching this podcast and you feel offended by me, you're stupid. If
don't
you
think
feel
nobody,
offended, if you
It's fine. It's
feel
fine. You can
offended,
do that. You can say that. Yeah.
yeah, because if you feel offended, you're stupid. You're with those guys. I'm saying there's a portion of people that it is stupid, and of course, there are many people that has to work. They can't stop working because they have to put some food on the table. But our government should take care of society in cases like that. We had to be prepared for this.
Supposed to. That's their duty.
I don't like talking about politics or
Of course.
politicians
Yeah.
because it raises like huge discussions and gets me a headache. And but we are in a scenario that we have to talk about this, and we have to get in concern. Like, you can't cheer for a politician. It's not your football team.
Mm.
It's not a religion. It's a politician. He's
Thank
like
you. Oh my
robbing
God.
you. He
Those-
doesn't
yeah.
give. He gives exactly 0 you. He gives zero. He doesn't even care for you. He wants to make his money and live his life. There are like a small percentage of politicians that cares about people, and it's not hard to see that.
Mm.
It's not hard to see who cares about people, but the society has a tendency to like and to care about the politicians. They're like more kind of a rebels, and get some crazy points about society and stuff, ridiculous stuff. Like, well, that's like we are getting in the subject that I don't like.
It's
to
okay.
talk
No,
on the
but
internet.
I
But
really,
I think it's a matter of ethics. It's ethics. You
It's
got to be
ethics.
ethical. You got to be
Exactly.
ethical.
I really agree with. I think the biggest piece that people can take from that is not your sports team. It's not your
not your
religion. They're policy makers. They're representatives. They need to do their fucking jobs.
You pay for them. You pay for them to do their jobs. I used to sell pirate games, but I pay my now since I've
You pay
built
your
my
taxes.
business. I pay my taxes. I pay a lot of taxes. I pay taxes as a company and as a person.
And before,
So
before you go in the comments, like people that are watching this podcast saying, "Oh, about the economy suffers more if you're breaking quarantine than if you respect quarantine." And then, because like Canada's a big example, like we quarantine like for real for 3 months. Now
New
we're
Zealand.
open. We're
We did.
open, yeah. New Zealand, we're opening doors already. So it's like, don't give us the economy comments. We don't want.
Yeah, for
Please.
if for 3 months the government of Brazil took care of society, took care of the Brazilians that couldn't like stop working. If the government really took care of them and not give them like 300 reais per month to 200 reais per month to feed their family, this doesn't fit shit.
Mhm.
This doesn't fit anyone. If the government really took care of society, of the Brazilians, and we stayed at home for 2-3 months, but really stayed at home, we would not
would bounce
be
back,
in
yeah.
this situation, and we wouldn't have like so many victims. We're talking about lives. It's not numbers. It's how much in Brazil?
54,000.
Dead. 54,000 dead.
54,000 deaths. Okay, that's almost football stadium full of people. Like Maracanã, it's almost a full Maracanã of full of dead people. Maracanã
Insane.
can get 78,000 persons, and we have
Eh.
like 54,000 persons.
Okay, recent information. Infected in Brazil, we have 1.5 million. Death, we have like 64,200.
0.5% of your population is infected.
Infected, it's much more than the Maracanã Stadium, but deaths, it's like a full Maracanã Stadium. That's ridiculous, man. If you don't believe in coronavirus, if you don't believe in the quarantine, just close your eyes and think about if you have ever went to a football stadium, to a sports stadium. Imagine this stadium full of dead people. Every every in each seat full of dead people. That's it. That's what we have in Brazil. In the world, much more. And every person in there, it's or a father or a son, mother, daughter, granddaughter, grandfather, an aunt, a nephew. It's someone that someone cares about. So it's not about your feelings only. It's about the feelings of everyone in the world. So you gotta have empathy about that.
It's powerful. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
What are you doing right now to keep yourself safe, keep yourself healthy? What are the things you're doing there?
I'm always with my mask when I'm outside and when I'm on the building outside of my office, my studio. I always wear a mask, and I'm always with a small bottle of alcohol, the right one that sanitizes your hand. And I use I use the top of my alcohol bottle, the smallest, to press all the buttons. I don't use my hand.
What about dieting and supplementing, exercise? How are you doing in that department?
I got a lot of weight during the quarantine, and I
Yo.
actually I had to go to the cardiologist
Oh,
because
Really?
I had a crazy heart pressure.
I didn't know that, man. You should have texted. I would have
Yeah,
What
I
a
had
lot
it
done.
like
talk to you, man.
it was stressful to work at home, and I have it's a family thing, high blood pressure, and I was on level 3 of blood pressure, like the risk. Then I went to the cardiologist in the middle of the pandemic, but I had to get the right medicine to regulate my blood pressure. The last 3 weeks were kind of rough because my body it got used to a high blood pressure. And then when I lowered my blood pressure to a normal level, I felt like a person feels when he has low blood pressure.
Yes,
But
that's
all
actually a
day.
side effect of the medicine.
But I felt like that for three weeks, like the whole day. And it was kind of funny to like make live streams or record videos. When I was live streaming, people were like, "Are you sad? Why are you like that? Are you well?" But that's the thing. Live streams are good for me because I can interact with lots of people. So that's good.
A social aspect kind of cheered you up a bit and loosened up a little bit of the tension that you had, right?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
safe to assume?
But I was feeling like low blood pressure. That was like, hey, what's up,
Ah.
Chad? I was like ending The Last of Us Part 2. A lot of things going on, so many emotions, and I was like, oh, that's sad.
You should have told us. We would have
Yeah.
done something. I would have ordered you maybe, I don't know, order some food, give you a call. Man, this is what happens when you can't travel anymore. You can't hit up your friends from across the planet, right?
But yeah, I don't like to worry people about me. I have this thing in my head that I don't know where I heard it. It's not from me. It's something to think about when you have to live in general. Everybody is fighting their own battles. Você não sabe o que está acontecendo na vida do próximo. Sometimes people are smiling at you. They have like huge problems that they have to deal. So you gotta respect everyone. And I have my fights. I don't want to get other people in trouble. Of course, if I need some help with something, I reach out. But if it's something that I can work it out myself, I'll do it.
But I got another
I'm not
sentence
gonna.
for you. You get that sentence? I got one for you. You got a friend in me.
You
Me.
got a
So
friend
remember
in
that.
Don't
When
think
you-
too much of it. We can't pay for it. Oh my god.
Royalty free.
We're
But
not that
yeah,
big yet. We can't pay for that yet.
I'll just pitch shift my voice.
And we have questions from the audience from our Discord. So the first one comes from Emilia, EFR. Emilia EFR. And she asks you, how is it like to have a zoo at home? Do you consider yourself a Dr. Dolittle?
Sometimes I do consider myself a doctor.
How many pets do you
Dolittle.
have? Count us the total. Give us
I
a
have
total.
I have 4 cats and 2 dogs.
6. Okay, wow.
6 pets. But I have 2 regular cats, I have 2 huge cats, and I have 2 huge dogs. It's great to have pets. I love animals. I grew up in a house full of pets. In my mother's house, we used to have at least 2 dogs, and a parrot and two tortoises. I grew up with animals, so I love pets. And when I left my mother's house, I started having cats because I didn't have cats in my mother's house because my dad is afraid of cats because when he was attacked by a cat when he was little, so he's kind of afraid of cats. But when I left my mother's house, my parents' house, I got a cat. That store is still with me.
He's my favorite of all your cats, for sure.
You don't
Remember,
know Geraldo. You don't know Geraldo. He pees in the sink. He's
That's
amazing.
fancy.
I did not see Geraldo pee in the sink last time I was there.
Excuse me, I have a video.
You
Of your
videotape your
cat?
cat peeing on the sink.
Peeing in the sink.
Jessica did.
And it's recent, right?
It's
Look
today.
at
wow.
It's from
that.
today.
Oh my god, today. Wow, look at he checks the pee after.
He checks
Okay,
the
now
pee.
he's checking
That's
the
it.
quality.
That's it.
Wow,
Look
he
at
did
it.
a quality check.
This is an amazing cat.
Wow.
Look at it.
You could
My
teach him
God.
to open the sink and like, and then you close
We
the
gotta
sink.
teach them.
Teach him how to tap and then close the tap.
Yeah, tap,
Yeah. But the thing about having so many pets is it's great because you got like a lot of love from them, and it's really crazy when you talk with them and it looks like they're understanding it. It's crazy. But you got to deal with a lot of shit.
It's really.
Literally.
It's a lot. It's literally a lot of so much.
Okay.
And sometimes when they are younger, they destroy your stuff and you can't get even mad with them because they are so fucking cute. Like Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Charlotte, I left my iPad with the Apple Pencil on my
Well, guys,
bed.
just to clarify, Charlotte is
It's a
a
dog.
very large, very white, dire wolf.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, yeah.
She's
Yes.
Ghost from Game of Thrones. I left her in the room. I left my iPad at my bed, my side of the bed, and I went like
No.
to have a bath. When I got out of the bathroom, I saw her lying in the bed, all cutie, like flipping her tail, and she saw me, and I was like, Charlotte, and she just like put her ears down and looked at me with fear in
She
her
knew.
eyes, and she knew she did something wrong. And when I saw that face, I knew she did something wrong.
Oh no.
She ate the whole Apple Pencil.
Which is really cheap, right?
It's super cheap in Brazil. It's like no,
She
it just
ate
costs the
Apple
same as rent.
Pencil. I was angry on the side, but I couldn't get pissed off with her. She was like with those like shiny eyes looking at me with her ears down. Like
I didn't mean to, but it looked delicious. I had to try it.
and that was okay. It was okay. I put her grounded. We do that with our pets when they do
The grounded,
that.
yeah. There's a laundry room, right? That you
We
guys
gr-
ground them
we
in.
ground them in the laundry room. They can't play for 10 minutes. They say 10 minutes. That's super nanny stuff. We put them in the laundry room to think about it, and they know they did that wrong. But the next day, she ate my AirPods.
She has a
Again,
rich
another
taste.
piece of very cheap, very easy to access equipment from Brazil.
Yeah, I stared at her and said, Charlotte, do you want an iPhone or something like that? Is that a
Mac?
message you're trying
Maybe a
to
Mac.
get me? Maybe a Mac Pro. You wanna work? What's going on? But thankfully, she's older now. She has 2.5 years old, so she stopped with eating apples.
You
Product.
want her to eat real apples. You don't want her to eat Apple products. There's a big difference between the two.
I prefer that.
And there's a question also from Pitify, and she asks you, Damiani, what kind of video you want to make in your life, but you still didn't have the chance? And if you could choose any person of this world, dead or alive, to make a collab, who would it would be?
I have a bunch of ideas, scripts, and lyrics for music videos, like fun music videos and stuff like that. When I was in 4 player, actually, I had this idea of making a Mega Man musical. I wrote some stuff about it, but didn't it doesn't go beyond the paper. Like I just wrote it and it's in there. It's somewhere in my Dropbox. But there's this guy. He is a huge inspiration for me. He's a North American YouTuber called Olin Rogers. I used to watch his videos with his friends when they had a channel called Balloon Shop. I don't know why they like broke up the channel. Working with friends is hard. And Olin just started his own channel where he makes those amazing sketches and series. And he's such a creative guy. Such amazing videos that he does. He has a series of videos with his cat that is amazing. Inspired me on a lot for making some of my videos. And actually, nowadays, he's the author of Netflix animation.
Oh, wow. Which
The
animation?
Final Space. Final Space.
Wait, he's a part of that?
He's the author of that.
Oh, wow.
His channel still amazing. He has that way of telling stories and making sketches that always inspired me. Of course, he's like a crazy busy guy right now. He doesn't post that often. But if I could choose, like, not even to do a collab, if I could choose like a guy to get a hug and say thank you for all the inspirational content that you make, and you made like a lot of phases in my life so much easier to go through because you made me laugh. I think it's going to be Olin Rogers.
Wow. If he ever signs with VBTV, you know who I'm gonna
Introduce him to.
100%. That's top of my priority. Okay.
He's a great he's a great businessman.
Are you saying that as a partner, you're asking me now to hook you guys up? Is that what you're trying to say?
Hey Jeff. Hey Jeff.
He has
My
this
request?
place. Do you like floats, Jeff?
Like
Floats.
like ice cream floats?
Soda, ice cream floats.
Yeah, ice cream floats. Yes.
He has a
I
place.
love 'em.
He has a place called Soda Parlor.
Ooh, is it in LA?
I think it's in Texas. Tennessee.
Ooh,
It's
okay,
in
well,
Tennessee.
Tennessee. Well, okay. Oh, definitely haven't been to Tennessee before, but
He has a soda parlor there. It's a place where it's like a bar for floats and desserts. And he has like a bunch of video games in there, like Nintendo 64, playing Smash Brothers.
do you want to go to Tennessee together? Because I always wanted to go to Tennessee.
Let's do this.
You know, we do
Let's go to
Tennessee.
Soda
Once
Parlor.
COVID ends, we go to Tennessee. Go to Soul Partner. Maybe we'll meet your boy. Okay.
Let's go. Vinny's going to go.
Vinny's
with
not
us.
coming.
Oh, thank you.
We didn't invite Vinny. We didn't invite him.
I was just like,
He's
you're
making
like,
these
"Oh."
weird gestures.
Yeah, I was
Making
making
these
like-
weird gestures. What are you trying to do, man? We're
I don't wanna be
we're
the
having a
third
proper
wheel.
man-to-man conversation. He's like, look at me, I'm Vinny, Matos. I'm Matos
Like,
and I'm Vinny.
hello? Finally, we have a question from Maria Alves69, and it's a strange question. Damiani, if you
Wait, no, I think her name is. Oh my god, I wrote that as a joke. Her name is not Maria Alves 69. It's 99.
Oh, okay. So Maria Alves 99. Thanks for the clarification.
69 is
of the
fine.
joke.
Everyone's 69 deep down.
Damiani, if you were a brick, where would you like to be placed?
In each one of your hearts.
Brick, my heart. I liked it.
Chuchuzinho.
I think that's the best way to end it, right?
That was cute.
It was really cute.
Okay.
It was the cutest. So thanks again for coming here. Really appreciate your time. There's any like final message you want to say to our viewers?
Stay safe. Stay home. Don't be a jerk. Don't be a douchebag.
Yeah.
Be a good person.
And thanks again, Jeffy, for coming back. Right?
Yeah, I came back. I won't come back every week, of course.
No, he will.
It's not like the.
We're gonna.
It's
make
not like
sure
the podcast has our names on it or anything, Vinny.
And there's the social media on the screen if you want to follow us. Damiani's social media and channel is going to be in the description available for you. And we see you next week. And of course, I want to make a shout out for our editor, Gabriel. Thank you so much for the subtitles.
Thank you,
You
Gabriel.
rock.
Proud graduate of the Rick and Damiani School of Editing.
We see you next time, guys. Take care.
Bye bye.